Yo, what is up, guys? Subterror came out a long time ago, in around the Dark Illusion era, around Pot of Desires ish. They came out as a TCG archetype along with the archetype Spiral, which you guys may know as an archetype that dominated the metagame and has a lot of its cards on the Forbidden and Luminous currently. However, Subterror always kind of failed to live up to what Spiral kind of did with its double helix and just honestly the insane power level of Quick Fix and Super Agent. We finally have Subterror Guru. Now, you guys may think it's one card, but seriously, this card changes the whole archetype. If you haven't checked out this archetype yet, I highly suggest you give it a chance. It is so fun. I'm playing this as a stun variant right now. And it was a lot of fun today. I took it to my local tournament and I went undefeated. People just do not know what these cards do, and you can just blindside a lot of people, which may sound a little bit cheesy, but it's true. All right, let's get into the main deck. We start out here with 3 Subterror Guru, finally in the TCG. Oh my gosh, it's been so long. He was released in the OCG, and I thought, man, we're never going to get this card. And today was the day. I got it in my Savage Strike sneak peek, and then immediately went to the locals 3 hours later and played the deck because I had it already, because I knew I'd pick up the Gurus because they're common. All right. We also play 1 Nemesis Archer and 1 Umastrix. Now, these are good one-ofs because Nemesis Archer kind of serves as a fourth Guru. You don't always open Guru. It's a 3 of monster in a 40-card deck. And so it's good. It's nice to have this card to float into it if necessary. Umastrix, it's your finisher. It's your finisher. It helps you clear boards. You'll end up using this guy's effect to just banish all their monsters late game, and a lot of people just get overwhelmed. Honestly, they just don't see it coming. All right. Going from there, those are the main Subterror monsters. Now we're going into the hand traps. Now this is also a Subterror monster, but it's more of a hand trap than anything. It's also a revival, which is very important. Keep that in mind when you're playing this deck. This is a revival card. It helps you bring back the other Phoenixes that you've already used, and you can really chain Phoenixes together that way. However, this is our main form of disruption. It says you can send it from your hand or feed it to the graveyard when your opponent activates any card or effect. By flipping a Subterror face down, you negate that effect. It is ridiculous, guys. This card is absurd. It just helps protect all the floodgates you play and it helps you protect your board in general from destruction. So we also play a heavy hand trap lineup. We're playing the 3 Ash, the 2 Ogre, the 2 Bell, and the 3 Impermanents. So if you count that, it's 7, 10, plus the 3 Fiendus. That's technically 13 hand traps. And that's a lot for a lot of decks to deal with. Yeah, I played against a Rongo Miniad player in the last or second to last round, and just so funny because you just open a hand trap and that deck can't make Rongo Miniad. So there we go. We played 2 Metaverse, 2 Terraforming, and 3 of the field spell. So opening this card, the Hidden City, is so important. You really just there's only 3 of it, but and it's not entirely necessary to open it, but it's just your first turn plays can be so much better when you open this card. You're able to extend with your Guru a little bit more. You're able to set up some Fiendus plays, and then this also has a really key battle effect, actually, that comes in a lot on your opponent's turn. So, good card. Definitely just play the 7 copies. And that's not all. We're also playing a 1.5 billion cards to get there. My favorite card that came out of this set, Pot of Extravagance. Now, you guys are probably going to see a lot of deck profiles from me in the near future using this card. I understand this card's expensive. I love this card. It is probably my new favorite spell card. It's just so strong. In decks that you don't really need the extra deck, you can just activate it, and it's so free. Draw 2 cards. Oh my goodness. It feels like I'm playing Pot of Greed again, honestly. 3 Pot of Duality helps us get to cards, and then 3 Shared Ride. It's good interaction, and yeah, it helps you get to your combo pieces, so very important. 2 Subterror Final Battle. This is a great engine card. It allows you to keep reusing your flip effects. It allows Umostrix to trigger on your opponent's turn, which is obviously very important interruption. And this card has 4 different modes, which confuses a lot of people. Seriously, it just like people read this card over and over again, and they just do not get it. And then when you activate it, since it resets again, they're like, "Wait, didn't you just activate that?" You're like, "Yeah, but it resets." They're like, "No way, man!" It's pretty funny, honestly. 2 there can only be 1, and 3 goes in match. Neither of these cards hurt your deck at all. There can only be 1. Does hurt you a tiny bit. You can't have 2 Phoenix on the field, which is kind of important in the late game. But goes in match doesn't hurt you at all because you're playing all Earths, and all your monsters are all different types. Like Guru's a dragon, Umostrix is a reptile, and then Phoenix is a spellcaster, and Archer is a fairy. So it works. And then the 1 Judgment. I think this card is so necessary in every stun deck. You just always want this as the linchpin to your board to negate any card. So strong. Now, I don't really feel like I even need to show the extra deck, but I will anyway. It's pretty relevant. We're playing the 1 Subterror Link. It's good. Late game, it comes up. 1 Link Karibo, 1 Link Spider, they come up. Some Nightmares, they come up. Could come up, probably not though. And then the rest of the extra deck, throw that aside, is Super Poly targets. So, you may think that sounds like a waste, but really, when you play this deck, you'll understand you do not use your extra deck at all. So yeah, the 1 construct, you can. There's a few people at my locals now who are trying to play the Shadal's now the constructs in 1. So I'm like, well, might as well try to make my own. We got 2 Diplexer Chimera. This takes 2 Cyverse monsters. There's no decks that this really hurts right now, but once Salamangreat gets really popular, you're definitely going to want to have your set, quote unquote, of these, so that you can super poly them. Definitely a really strong card. Draco Stapelia, obviously, it just blows out Thunder Dragon if you time it right. 1 Panzer Dragon. And then both Chimera techs. Really, the Chimera techs are in there because, again, space is so not tight. I almost had trouble finding cards to put in this extra deck, guys. I'm not kidding you. Space is so not tight. If you want to, you could even tech the 1 of Scapegoat that we now have. And that would actually probably be pretty good because you could play like a small Scapegoat package. It does conflict a little bit with Extravagance, but if you don't have those, then definitely just play the 1 Scapegoat. Why not? 3 Gamma Seal. Striker, they just can't deal with it. You just Kaiju their Link, and they can't activate their spells. And then your Guru goes through every time. 2 Pancretops. Still just puts it in on Altergeist, man. This card is so good. Oh, every single time I play it, I just realize more and more why this card is so ridiculous. The 1 Super Poly, wish it was at multiples, honestly. It's such a fun card to play. The 3rd, there can only be 1. There are some matchups where you just want the 3rd one. 2 Heavy Storm. It's fine. Yeah, but it's just like against backer decks, if you need it, you put it in. So play 2 Deflector, or sorry, 3 Deflector. So this is the Spice against Striker. It's just honestly so crazy when you lock them under a Gamma Seal, right? And then you set a Deflector, because their only way of getting rid of Gamma Seals, or Kaijus in general, is A, to link them off, or B, to use multi-roll or Area 0 to clear them. And linking them off is obviously not ideal. Putting like a Unicorn Nation Monster Zone for them, or like service or whatever link to they choose to go into is not ideal. They never want to do that. And they have to get it on their main monster zone or else they can't play, just in general. So if you just activate this, you turn off multi-roll and area 0 for the turn. They are just forced to do nothing and just sit there for another turn with a Gamma Seal just doing nothing for them. It's honestly like, when I resolved this, I was like, wow. Cards are ridiculous. 3 evenly matched. Don't know what to say. This card's insane. Yeah. And that is the deck, guys. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Alright, we'll see you next time. Peace.